Whether or not we ever see the Red Skull return properly to the MCU still remains to be seen, and if we do, it's probably going to be some time. But a brand new fan theory suggests that we might be seeing one of his descendants, so let's talk about that. So as most of you know, going into Captain America the Winter Soldier, there was a theory that Pierce, the guy running S.H.I.E.L.D., would be revealed to be the Red Skull. Now this of course goes all the way back to the comics where that was the case. Spoiler alert. Now Marvel Studios took a different approach, where it was revealed that instead of just Red Skull being in control of this, he wasn't involved, but instead all of Hydra had infected the United States government and S.H.I.E.L.D. from within after World War II. So Red Skull's idea sort of lived on through that. And if you look back on it, Arnim Zola was still involved. So yeah, it all sort of worked out in the end, you could argue. Until they lost. Or did they really lose? Because Hydra still seems to be around, just taking on different names. Which brings us to this theory for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And this involves the Flag Smashers and Ultimatum, who will be in the series. And the theory suggests that the young super-powered actress that looks like she's able to handle Bucky and Sam without any problem is going to be revealed to be Sin, aka the daughter of the Red Skull, who coincidentally enough has connections to Madripoor because of Madame Hydra, and also has direct connections to the Serpent Society, who have been rumored to appear in this series because they were originally teased to be the villains of the third Captain America film before that was actually revealed to be Civil War, and they said we'll deal with that later. So there's a couple things that could work in the favor of this theory. We don't actually know if the Red Skull ever had any descendants. It's never explicitly made clear. We don't really know. For all we know, Zemo could be a descendant of his that we just didn't know because they haven't chose to reveal those details yet. They might explain some of that backstory in Black Widow. I mean, there's so many things that could happen here that could contribute to this, that realistically, this could work out. Instead of bringing back the Red Skull, you reveal that he had some sort of secret program on the side. Maybe he even cloned himself. Maybe they've been working on a clone of the Red Skull to bring him back. You bring him back as a completely different character technically. You have another villain that connects all the way back to something that's very important in Bucky's history, as well as something that could play into all the horrific experiments and everything that led to the creation of new super soldiers, and also ties it into John Walker and all these other elements. So I could honestly see this being a factor in it, but I personally don't think we're going to see any connections to Red Skull or anything yet. His story seems to have sort of been left out there in space, and I think that's what they'll do with it. I honestly don't see a reason to bring back the Red Skull to fight Sam Wilson. Like, you would think spending 100+ years up there on a random planet in solitude, he probably would start to, I don't know, maybe learn his lesson. And since he was finally freed up after they got the stone, who knows where he's at and what they could do. But I personally don't think you're going to have many connections to him coming back or returning. I think Red Skull's story ended with Steve Rogers leaving the MCU.